It is a beautiful late afternoon in Colorado, and I figured I'd grab the camera just to show some car stuff here. Actually, before I go outside, race car gone for the moment. Got a little more room in the garage. Got the bike in here, but just want to shoot kind of just more car stuff, make some more videos. So I figured I'd grab the camera and kind of just show what I'm doing here. It's early evening. It's a little cool, springtime, Colorado, early May. We got the Buick out. Buick was parked all winter. A couple things I want to do with that. Actually, this is probably the main thing over the next week or so. And then the Sonic is back. It never left, but we did have issue with the hatch, and I sort of fixed that. I'll show that here. Well, actually, let me show that now. So 2013 Chevy Sonic RS. It's got a few mods. I have a few videos on this thing. Fun car. But unfortunately, I did a thing. Now, you can probably see in the video, but the car's dirty, and I know the video, or the camera tends to hide things, but I put a new hatch on the back of this, the actual hatch door. The old one, which is over here, unfortunately, I'm an idiot, and back where the S10 is sitting, this was before the holidays, I had my old Jeep here. Oh, right into the sun. But I had my Jeep parked here facing this way. The front of the Jeep's got this big protruding bumper. I forgot, and I go to leave one morning driving the little Sonic and back up, and bam! Sonic right into the Jeep. And I dented. You can actually see some of the marks here. Scraped this, but I put a big dent in the door, the hatch here, and the bumper, and then the extended part shattered the glass, and it was so frustrating. So I basically just parked the Sonic, covered it. Heck, the cover's still over there. Covered it up and didn't look at it for the longest time. And I was always kind of just looking to see if I could find a little hatch door. Well, eventually, just a couple weeks ago, I found one. And I figured, oh, cool, I could put it on. And I was debating if I wanted to put the original glass back on that one and deal with the dent, or I don't know. But anyway, I did kind of all the wrong things. I found this hatch on Facebook Marketplace, and I drove down to Denver to look at it. It was nighttime and it was raining. But anyway, looked at it, looked it over, looked good, no dents, paint looked good. Bought it, pretty cheap, that was a good thing. And drove home, no big deal. The next morning, leaving the house, it's sitting in the back of my truck. I'm like, I'm gonna go look at it. And I'm like, the color looks a little off. Because yeah, it is like a champagne white. And I don't know, the car is white, bright white, whatever you want to call it. So I was like, what do I do? But anyway, at that point, I already owned it. And it was pretty clean. It's hard to tell in the video now because it probably, well, maybe it doesn't look, but it is dirty at the moment. But yeah, so this is the LTZ. So apparently, and I didn't know this until putting it on, the RS has a slightly bigger spoiler, I guess you call it, than this version and maybe all the others. So I can put that one on here, and that'll be the bright white. But there's a strip of the door up top, which is going to be the off-white or the champagne white or whatever you want to call it. Then obviously the main issue is you can't see anything up above, but the main issue would be along here, and then obviously the main portion of the door. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I thought maybe I could, well, I am gonna take all this stuff off because it is an RS, not LTZ. I could wrap it, I could paint it, I could find another one. I don't know what to do, but for now at least I can drive the car again. So we'll see. But currently the Sonic is it's got a champagne booty. I don't know what else you want to call it, but not ideal, but it is what it is. One other thing I just thought about here on the Sonic. Last fall, last summer, I'm not sure, I put the ZZP cold air intake on the car, and makes cool sounds and probably gives a little more performance. It really needs a tune and everything to really benefit more. But one issue I was having is is that AC or coolant? I think it's AC line down here. Yeah. Basically, it just bangs against the tube, intake tube, makes a horrible sound. So I put a piece of rubber on there, but the rubber's sliding. So I'm curious if anyone else has had that same issue before, but I moved it back, but maybe it's just simple to put some tape on there. Not sure. But anyway, it just, man, you fire it up, it's the two pipes rattling together. Seems like they could have done a better job with that. But anyway, otherwise, car's running good. Like I said, I have some stuff for this car, and with the purchase of that thing, which I did a video on recently, I'm not sure what the ultimate plan is for this. But I have an exhaust, I have some shifter stuff, and I really should put a tune in this. So beyond that, I don't know. But it'd be fun to see what this car can do with some basic bolt-ons, performance-wise, because I've done wheels and tires, got good tires, suspension, intake, that's probably it. Might be forgetting something. But so I haven't done much for performance on this one yet, and she's a little slow. So yeah, it'd be nice to see what we can do with a little more power. All right, and then over here we got the project that's a little more urgent at the moment, the Buick. It's kind of funny how it looks right now. I have just little donuts on the front I put on in the winter time to keep the slicks inside, and it does have lowering springs, which didn't seem to do a ton when I put them on the car. But when you put these donuts on, man, this thing is sitting low. It's kind of hard to tell in this angle, but it is low. Anyway, so I have a couple weeks, not even, I think like one weekend coming up here, really, where I can work on this car before I have a race that I'd like to enter it in, PFI race. And currently the way it's set up, it's going to run like a mid-13. That is not going to win anything, especially the classes they have. It's not competitive, but kind of thinking I might do a few more things to it that are relatively quick. Not the turbo, primarily because, yeah, I could put the turbo on in a weekend, but I don't think I can get it tuned in time, and I don't want to risk running it all out and have any issues. So I thought I could potentially put a slightly smaller pulley. That's a 3. I could put a 2.9 or 2.8 inch pulley on there. I do want to lighten it up a bit more. I thought take the front fascia off, take all the bumper supports out, take the AC condenser out, any miscellaneous AC stuff in here. Interior wise, it is a mess, but try not to hit the cobalt. It's got a bunch of parts and everything, but I could put the lightweight seat in there. That is a very heavy seat, so I could get that seat out of there. And the back's just kind of full of junk right now. I guess the only other thing potentially, I don't have the key on me at the moment, but clean it up. Man, this thing is dirty. The wiring's a mess, and that's not going to do anything for performance, but maybe I could start trying to trim down the wiring harness on this thing as well. So we'll see. But I mean, if I could get another 100 pounds out of it, I don't know. 100 pounds, that's a tenth to a tenth and a half from what I'm seeing. Actually, I'm seeing right now, or not right now, but I've seen racing this car in particular in the last couple of years that 100 pounds is actually more than a tenth of a second. That was like the old rule. I've been seeing it's tenth and a half to maybe 2/10. So I don't know. Maybe there's a way to get a little bit more weight out of this, tiny bit more power. Should be good air. See what it does. But and then more stuff. Corvette and other Cobalt. Well, actually, here, these things. I need to do a video on these. I think I did a Snowmobile video, I don't know, a year or so back, but I've got two kind of interesting sleds right here. This one is plus or minus 2000. I can't remember the exact year, so it's roughly a 2000 Arctic Cat ZRT 800 that's been converted. It's got a top end kit. It's been quite a bit of modifications. It's currently an 1100 Hooper engine, 1100 cc's triple, probably making 230 plus horsepower, set up for asphalt drag racing, but it was kind of a poor setup the way they did. Good components, but not really fully properly set up, and they didn't take a lot of weight out of it. And then next to it is a 2000 what is that, 2006 or 7, I forget. Yamaha Apex 4-stroke, basically an R1 motorcycle engine, with a turbo on it. Now that thing probably, as it sits there, is making 260 plus. It's a little beat up. The bumper got broken, and I haven't really ridden this in the snow in a while. Honestly, it's a tricky thing to ride in the snow. It makes a ton of power, but it's very heavy. I actually prefer some of the later sleds, but that's a different story. So anyway, these sleds, the plan was, well, when they were still Banamere, was fix this up a little bit and drag race it, and then convert this to drag racing. And I mean, these should be both 9-second sleds at elevation. I mean, they could probably sneak an 8 maybe if they were at sea level, but certainly 9-second sleds at elevation. So that's quarter mile. But anyway, probably make a different video on those when I really start wrenching with that. But this is the priority here. So yeah. So Buick, we'll see what we get done on this. I'm not quite sure how far we'll get, but like I said, if I can take some weight out of this, maybe a little bit more power. It'd be cool to sneak a low 13. I mean, that's not going to win anything. I could get lucky though, and maybe get a round win or two. So we'll see what happens. But this will be the next thing, the Buick, and it'll be actually pretty soon. So this is literally just a quick garage driveway update of what's going on. But the next one's going to be wrenching on this Buick here, and maybe even rolling into racing. Not quite sure how it'll time out, but yeah, that's it for the moment. More to come. So thanks for watching. See you in the next one.